what I find difficult in managing people is the what you might call the less light side, or the flip side of my strengths, which are around discipline, consistency, and lasting the whole meeting. I'm not always good at, when if you see me at someone at Leon, I'm standing by someone's desk. They're like, where are you supposed to be there? Because you're here. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, you're supposed to be somewhere else, aren't you? Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to be in that meeting. As you'd expect, it is seeing young people, because they're predominantly young people that we employ, maybe 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 years old, and kind of being a finishing school for them, I really, really enjoy. School's not necessarily giving them life skills, it's not necessarily giving them a worldview. I think that education's become a little bit box ticky, if that makes sense, and a little bit fear-based, a little bit, and I think higher education is such a machine now. It's a business. It's not really an academic thing. It's a business, higher education. And I think young people find themselves in a bit of an educational sausage factory, if that makes sense. And so I love opening young people's minds to what is possible. I like helping them understand who they are, helping them link with other people. And I think I like helping them open their eyes to some of the challenges that the world has. Be really true to yourself as a leader, and don't apply ego in any way to what you do. So don't do your business because you want to be known, applauded. Don't act in a way in your business that leads through ego. Be open about your weaknesses and your characteristics, and don't have a grass is greener view of the world, because a lot of leaders think, oh, I wish I was running that business. That business over there looks much more fun, profitable, exciting, faster growing. You can't do that. And I think a lot of people sort of don't stick it out, and they don't apply consistency to what they are doing. So I would say, again, and that's probably what I've just said, is another facet of ego, which is insecurity. So try and be very loving to yourself in the role that you do, because it means you'll stick with it, and it means that people around you will prosper, follow you, and be to reinforce the culture that you're trying to create. So I would say try and do it without ego. I think it's absolutely healthy to fail. I mean, we've got the career of Abraham Lincoln, which is, failed in business 1830, 1832, sweetheart, I think, aka girlfriend, died. 1832, failed in business again, failed in business third time, failed to get into Senate, failed to get into Congress, failed to be vice president, got into kind of Congress and then became president. Failure definitely is absolutely only a way of looking at things. 100% failure is necessary. Failure should not be denied. And I think that perfectionism is it's an interesting trait, but it's a very unhealthy trait. And it's interesting, the martial art that I do, which is Wing Chun, is really all about non-perfectionism. It's about trying to create the right system, but totally recognising that you're going to be punched, totally recognising the fact that you're going to fail. It's the anti-perfectionist martial art, and every failure is definitely an opportunity to learn when you're practicing. So failure and success are just twins, they're just Siamese twins. You have to fail in order to be successful, and a perfectionist view at school is drilled into us sometimes, which is you have to achieve A stars, you have to be perfect. That is an unhealthy, unrealistic way of being. I'd like to see the next step change in culture around an even greater inspiration for the 1,600 people that we have working in the restaurants, so that they feel even more engaged with the issues that are facing Lyon, even more engaged with the issues that are facing the planet, and you could argue capitalism or right-wing extremism. And I would like to really turn Lyon into, well, I think the AA call themselves this, but the fourth emergency service. So one thing I think about Lyon is when we have 2,000, 3,000 restaurants, not only the media, the positive media power that we'll have at that point, and the physicality of the space, people experiencing Lyon not just on their phones like Google, but feeling that connectivity, having that glimpse of hopefulness, that it is possible to return to wholeness. All of those things are what I really want to take to the next level. So it's always culture that I think about in terms of the gap between where I'd like to be and where we are. So I would say our culture is probably one of our best things, and it's probably furthest away from its potential.